Hello everyone and welcome to TIP Annual Conference 2022, themed The Parenting Advantage. We're bringing you coaches from all over the world, from Nigeria, Australia, Germany, Canada, the USA, and the United Kingdom, even India. Get ready, your mind will be blown, your parenting game will be lifted high. You want to be a part of this. My name is Joy Unspeakable and I am the official MC of the Intentional Parents Academy. See you.
Hi everyone, my name is Tolulope Ojo. I'm a mother and the face behind Relic Signature. At Relic Signature, we offer fun educational resources and activities that can keep your children engaged all day and at the same time build essential life skills. Our products have helped a lot of parents connect better with their children, and it has also helped spark imaginations and increase creativity in these children. Our products can help build skills such as interpersonal skill, problem-solving skill, critical thinking, patience, resilience, and a lot. Some of our top-notch products are diamond block, building block, lasso kit, punch needle kit, paint by number, diamond painting, just a few to mention. We have a lot to offer and support the best environment to nurture your kids. Visit us today at Redeemer Estate Plaza, Lugbe, online on our Instagram handle Relic_signature. Remember, never stop having fun. We look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is another fantastic day, another amazing session coming up here. Okay, so I'm sure we'll be having good time because for me, knowledge is royalty. So anywhere knowledge is happening, I mean, you see the kings converge. So I believe you are here also converging and enjoying the knowledge. As a king you are, because I don't need to ask you if you're a king. You are a king. It's just that some have left their throne. All right, so this is the Intentional Parent Annual Conference 2022, and my name is Chizrum Bazigwe. I'm going to be your moderator again this morning. All right, so and I will continue to appreciate Wendy Ologe, who has put this together. It's an amazing woman. In fact, what we really need to be doing now is we need to tell people what they've done right. It's enough of telling people what they've done wrong. That's where we have been for centuries. Someone who has got it right, we need to appreciate. And that is what it is. You are doing super fantastic. And the entire team putting this together, thank you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to even show my face here and moderate. Yes, it's amazing. All right, so before we move on, okay, we've got a review from the inner circle, so we're not going to waste a minute because it's back to back today and we're going to deal with it, and I'm sure we're all going to have that mixed feeling, scared, but also having a place of reassurance, because there is an inner circle where you can learn. I'm not going to direct you any other place but the inner circle. All right, so before we start, I would like us to listen to the bio of the next speaker. But before that happens, the previous sessions, I mean, today is day 6 of this program. I don't know if you know, day 6. I mean, a mediocre cannot do something consistently like this. God created 6 days, and the seventh day he rested. And anybody who is serious for something is always following that same process. 6 days of dishing out knowledge is amazing. I don't know what it is for you. So those who have come online, I want to see one word that qualifies what you've been learning for the past 6 days. This is not 6 days of one speaker, but 6 days of multiple speakers who are grounded in their fields. So let me hear you. Awesome, amazing, incredible, exceptional, excellent. Let me see those words knocking into the chat box. All right. Can I see that? What has it been for you? We need that feedback before we move on. Okay. All right. Now, why the chat box is getting busy? We want to take another review from the inner circle. Another review from the inner circle quickly. We can't take it enough. Please give us more. Let's hear the testimonies.
Hi, my name is Oluwatosin Adeboye. I'm a member of the Intentional Parents Academy, the Inner Circle. I joined the Inner Circle 2 years ago, and I joined the Inner Circle because I saw a need. I had a daughter who was strong-willed, and I saw myself yelling, I saw myself hitting. She was a toddler and I was hitting her, and at a point I knew I needed help, and so I've been on the Facebook community saying, what is this woman saying? And so I reached out to her, I got the books, and I joined the Inner Circle. Now the Inner Circle has helped me a lot. I stopped yelling, I parent with calm and peace. I'm also an emotionally intelligent person, because you go into the academy wanting to be a better parent, but you become better. So I became better in the way I relate to people, in the way I react to situations around me. And Inner Circle also give you skills. There are a whole huge resources available for you to parent your children. There are guides that will help you. There are webinars. There are a whole lot of things that will help you. People come around to tell us, experts come around to tell us things that are relating to parenting. So you become better. Time management, a whole lot of things. There's a launch plan for each of your child. There are a whole lot of things. Sex conversations comes easy because you have tools, you have things that will help you. And I will encourage every parent to join the Inner Circle, because the world we are now, it's no longer what we have. I mean, it's no longer what we have, and so we really need to sit up. We can't parent the way our parents parent us. Our children are exposed to a whole lot of things, and then we have to have systems in place to help them. We have to guide them. We have to help them to navigate their world. We have to give them structures. We have to do a whole lot of things. Parenting is hard work, you know. You cannot be lazy. There's nothing like that. You can't be lazy. You have to put in the work and the effort. If you want to raise kings, like Coach Wendy would say, if you want to build a shanty, then you can do it anyhow. If you want to build a mansion, then you have to put in a whole lot of work. And so that is what the Inner Circle does for you. And there are a whole lot of community of people who help you, like minds. We read books every month, which helps you. So you cannot miss it in parenting. You read a book, 12 in a year, so you are better skilled for the job. And it also helps you personally. I mean, I'm doing my master's, and there are some courses that comes in easily to me because I heard it first in the yard. Screen addiction, building resilience in children are things that comes to me easily. And then it also helps you to raise your children, whether you are there or not. I mean, I'm not physically with my children. We still connect. I would also want to talk about my foster daughter. We tried everything to make her feel loved, but at a point I personally gave up. That, you know what, she came in an adult and all of that, so it's fine. But the connection too that we have to do, that we have to write letters to our children, did the magic. I mean, after 2 or 3 letters, she wrote to me and said, you're indeed the mother. I mean, I didn't force her to call me a mother. She had to. She saw it. So those are the kind of things that Inner Circle do for you. I really wish everybody joins the Inner Circle because it's not a want, it's not frivolities, it's a need. We need it. And if you want a better future, a better generation, then you have to come and learn how to be a better parent. Thank you.
Akin Benjamin is a passionate teacher, inspirational speaker, youth mentor, and a social sector manager. He has taught in various international schools of repute in Nigeria. Akin Benjamin was programs manager and later acting executive director of the International Youth Enterprise Organization, Junior Achievement Nigeria, where he trained many youth in and out of secondary schools in Nigeria and Kenya. He is a Coca-Cola Africa Scholar and an alumnus of the Africa America Institute, New York, and the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-Atlantic University, Lagos, Nigeria, where he was in the first set of the Social Sector Management Program, jointly organized by the two institutions earlier mentioned. He prepared the Black Diamond Students Company of Dowen College, Lagos, Nigeria, to win the first ever HP Responsible Business Ideas Contest in Africa in 2009. He presented a talk on brand funding, implications for not-for-profit organizations at the Youth Converge 2.0, which took place at the Oko Hotel in 2010. He was guest speaker at the Career Guidance Seminar organized for students of Lagos State at the National Art Theatre, Iganmu, Lagos. Akin Benjamin is fully involved in raising responsible young adults who are fully equipped to function profitably as global citizens wherever they find themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the Intentional Parent Annual Conference 2022, Akin Benjamin.
Wow.
We roll the drum.
Oh, so sorry about I hope you can hear me very well. Can
yes,
you hear
yes.
me?
I can hear you.
So sorry about the delay. So sorry. Quite a lot of things happening around me this morning. All right.
That's fine. That's fine.
There's a wedding preparation and everything going around here, and I'm a bit involved. So, I'm sorry, please.
No problem. No problem. You're much welcome. We know I've met with you and I've listened. I've listened to you teach during the Fathers Conference, and it was incredible. The way you even came, I was like, what do you really have to say? The way you were coming is as if you didn't have anything to offer, but man, you hit it. It was like the backbone, So we can't wait to listen to you again. We're very pleased to have you here. So, and this is the moment. Everyone is here waiting. So you're welcome, sir. And please go ahead and do it again, because God will bless our soul as you speak. Thank you. And take the floor for the next 40 to 50 minutes.
I hope I can share. Okay, I can share. Yeah, so I can share my slides. Yes. Thank you. I want to welcome everyone to this program, and I'm hoping I'll be able to share my slides easily. I'm hoping. No. We were able to share this last time. I don't know what is happening now, but I've been asked to speak on how to discipline right. How to discipline right. It's a very busy Saturday morning here, and I'm hoping I'll be able to share screen. Okay, share screen. Sorry, please. Wow, sorry. I'd like to share my screen. I hope I've been able to share this. I don't know. But I would like to speak on, I'm hoping that No. No, 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 no. Well, I should be able to share this screen. I'm having an issue. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share my screen on StreamYard. I have a screen to share. I want to share my slide. I want to actually share my
Okay.
slide. And I'm
Yeah.
wondering why it's giving me a bit of challenge.
Okay. So maybe if it's not going through, maybe you can teach, we'll write. You can teach with it, we'll write.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So okay. So really the idea is to share on how to discipline right. And I want to say this from the onset that nobody is perfect with these things, and that we are not grandstanding when we come here to share with you on how to discipline, on how to parent, and all of that. It's just that we, some of us that become intentional about doing this. That's why maybe we have a lot to share, and then we are sharing from practical experiences. For me, I'm a parent, and I am also a teacher and a teacher's trainer for many years. Okay, so we're not sharing what we do not know. We're actually sharing what we're sure of and we have practiced. Okay, and so I will start by saying that the most constant thing in nature is change. Like I hope I'm still on. The most constant thing in nature is change, and people things we got to change. I know that we have a traditional way of discipline, and we are not blaming anybody. We cannot give. You cannot give what you don't have. Our fathers and our teachers showed us examples of how they did it, and but then change is the most constant thing in nature. Like I shared the other time, that there was a time when people depended on tribal marks, for a lot of reasons. Today, I don't think anybody would want to give tribal marks to their children. But then back in the day, it was very, very effective and needed, because for identification, especially in the days of slavery, once you see somebody that has your type of tribal mark, maybe in Brazil, maybe in Puerto Rico or something, you knew that that is somebody, from your own kith and kin. So please pardon me, there's this noise at the background. A lot of wedding arrangement is going on in my compound today. Now, but then we also know that there was a time when female genital mutilation was the order of the day. People felt they needed to circumcise the female child, so that they can keep the female child under check, especially with sexual feelings and all of that. But then we realized that over the years, we've had to move from that, because we realized that wasn't working. Now today, I don't think anybody would want to do anything female genital mutilation. If you are still doing it, it's even against the law. So many things that we've had to change. A lot of things, except for food. Africans have not changed their food and discipline, the way they discipline. Africans, a lot of us, let me just digress a bit. A lot of us, people are battling with obesity and all of that, because we are eating the kind of food that our forefathers ate, but we are not doing their kind of work. By the time they've eaten their starchy food and everything, they go to the farm to burn it out. But today we sit in the comfortable air conditioner offices and houses, and without doing much, except and we are eating the same diet. We take the same diet they took. It's a problem. But then the truth of the matter is that if we're going to have less problems in the area of diet and the way we overweight issues, we need to also check how we're eating. If we're not doing the work and the kind of work that the fathers did, we should not eat their kind of food much. All right. So the same thing with the issue of discipline. We see the idea that when you punish, that you are disciplined, that is discipline, is wrong. And that's why, because I need to always lay that foundation. I need to always lay the foundation of the fact that we got it wrong when we thought that punishment was discipline, which it is not. It is not. If we are going to discipline right, we have to first of all correct our perspective and our understanding of what that is. I remember that as we were growing up, that if a child, for example, held a bottle, a glass cup or a plate, and it dropped in his or her hands, the next thing that would happen is that that child would be beaten silly by the parents. I mean, even when it was not intentional, because it became reflective. It's a reflective response, reflex. Sorry, it became. We all learnt it. Even now in your homes, maybe you still do that, and that will be very wrong because you see, I don't think there's any child that will set out to just break your plates or break your glass cups. I don't think so. I have observed African mothers, your 4-year-old or 3-year-old walking in front of you, somebody who is just learning how to walk, and then trips on something. And the next thing is a rain of beatings before you even lift the child up. And we say that is discipline. Oh, that when you have given a child 6 strokes of the cane, or when you have given that child dirty slaps, you say, I disciplined him. Or you have made him to do given corporal punishment where the child is going up and down, doing what do they say, riding, motorcycle or whatever, and you think that is discipline. Of course, that is wrong. It is pure punishment, period. Because there is a difference between discipline and punishment. Okay, a big difference. Our view of discipline and punishment will have to shift in the course of this webinar, because punishment is not discipline, and discipline does not equal punishment. I mean, that's where I want to start from. We need to get that right. That when you punish, that doesn't mean you are applying discipline. It doesn't mean so, because you see, discipline is helping a child solve a problem. You are helping a child to solve a problem. A punishment is making a child suffer for having a problem. Okay, that child has not learned how to carry that thing very well. That child maybe is wearing a slippery flip-flop while carrying things that can break easily. Have we taught that child how to do it? Because discipline is helping a child to solve a problem. Whereas when punishment is making a child to suffer for having a problem. That child is having a challenge, and we're making that child suffer for having that challenge. That child does not know how to do that thing right, and we are making that child suffer for it. Okay, so to raise problem solve, and then that has created this problem for us, because children have now lost the ability to solve problems and to be even executive skills, because they're afraid. Will I not be punished? Will I not be beaten if I make this move, if I make that move? I'm correcting a particular child now who would ask questions for virtually everything. Should I drink water? Should I take this, or should I do it? Because he's not sure what he will be allowed to do, and whether he will not be beaten even for the little scolded for little things, very little things. So to raise problem solvers, we need to focus on solutions and not retribution. Discipline of others isn't punishment. You discipline to help, to improve, to correct, to prevent, not to punish, not to humiliate or retaliate. Discipline is actually teaching to correct a child. So if you want to learn quickly with me how to discipline right, I would say that the first strategy in doing that is cultivating friendship with your child or your pupil, if you're a teacher or your student. And some people say, no, I'm a parent, I'm not a friend. You're getting it wrong. You have to be a parent and also be a friend. Yes, we know you are the parent, and you don't. By the time you are emphasizing the fact that you are a parent, we begin to ask whether. So like people say, "Oh, I'm the husband in this house." What does that mean? We know already. So it's a given that you are a parent. But are you a parent that is a friend, or you are actually somebody the child is seen as a foe? That is the issue. Children and learners will find it easier to take correction from you if they are sure of your love and understanding. That's the first thing. If you've not been able to forge friendship with your child or forge friendship with the pupils and students that you teach, forget it. They will not take correction from you easily. They won't. So you will have to depend on punishment and on punishment and punishments. Okay? And the second thing is that you need to create a positive environment where the children are free to express themselves, ask questions, and where they're sure to be listened to and answered. Look, let me tell you something. The fact is that when we were growing up, even the generation before us, in Africa, if a child sits where elders are seated, sometimes they'll begin to look at him, and then maybe he gets involved. Maybe he's interested. Maybe he finds out what they are discussing. Maybe there's something that interests, and he gets involved in that discussion. Say, you're getting involved in that discussion. Don't you know you don't get involved in the discussion of elders? They shut him up. And then the child starts looking at them because he's not quiet, but he's looking intently at their faces. And already the mother or the father is winking at him that he should stop looking at people intently like that. It's not right. And not only that, they are already now telling him, why are you seated where elders are seated? Don't you know you should quit? You should leave? So the idea is that African kids were raised, especially in times past, to me some families are changing now, in ways that means that, children should not talk, should not look at elders, and should not be seen where elders are. And let me tell you something, we have missed a lot. So much is lost to that. So much is lost in knowledge, in wisdom, in how to do things. So much is lost. And so you need to create a positive environment where your children are free to open up to you, I'll give you a good example. Recently, some of my children, we had to, because of the way they stayed with their grandma for a while, but while they were there, maybe because grandma had a high-handed approach to them, the DSTV thing, because there are programs they want to watch, and when grandma wants to watch her own program, she will not allow them watch. She doesn't want to listen to them and allow them watch. So what they did was to lock the areas where grandma likes to watch. They locked it up, and then they passworded their own area so that the grandma will not be able to stop them from watching they like to watch. And grandma didn't know, and we were all buying doing the DSTV subscription. But the old woman now had to be using her phone to watch the things she wanted to watch. The children had their field day watching all that they want to, and they kept quiet about it. So they locked her out. Because they are far ahead of us, the digital natives. They're far ahead of us. We are digital migrants. We moved into their world. They were born into this world where so at the end of the day, they didn't even open up to her. But when they came back to us and we were talking, because of the environment, they opened up. Say, even, what we did in grandma's house, we did this. I had to take them back to go and apologize to grandma. And to now tell them to open up what they've locked up and all of that now. So this is the issue. If there's no if you're not free enough for them to open up to you, grandma, can you give us this number of hours to watch our own so that you can watch? And then you allow them some. They will do things to you that in fact, you'll be raising a stranger. Because at the end of the day, your children will go out and do things, and people say, and you will say, no, it's not your child. It is not your child. But then, because you've not created an environment where that child can be real and open up to you. So that's let me not belabor that. Now allow them to make choices. Even if they make minor mistakes, let them learn from it. In essence, give them guided and guided exposure. You need to do that. I'll give an example. A friend of mine, when we finished WAEC and we were going to go to universities and all that, the mother got a job in Lagos. Then it was in Kaduna. The mother got a job in Lagos, and she had to stay in a hotel for months, because it was a really high-paying job. Now, she brought him along. She said she wanted him to see how the life in a hotel is, And of course, Christian family. She brought Emeka. I wrote this in my first book that I wrote in 2007. Your Teenager and You. Now, she brought him along, exposed him. She would take him to the casino. This is what happens here. There is nothing. She would teach him through the experience, through the exposure, and all of that. By the time the guy came into the University of Badon and we were together, even when, because very handsome boy, even when some ladies were all over, he was able to manage himself. We didn't misbehave. He had a guided and guarded exposure. Whereas there was another case of one of my cousins whose father will not allow her go out at all. Who the only time she goes out is on Sundays. She will go to school, but once she goes, she stays at home. And then on Sundays, the little brother, the youngest brother will follow her. But what she did was she would take the young boy to her boyfriend's house, and they will buy things for the young boy. My cousin ended up with pregnancy. I am telling you. So we need to be able to create an environment that is positive and that allows children to also take decisions, even if there will be minor mistakes. Guided exposure. I hope I made that point well. Then you see, you need to make family rules together. You want to discipline right, make family rules together. Don't create a family system structure where you can make family rules together, because you see that is possible. As a father, as a mother, you should have your vision and your goals for your family. But then that should be explained. That should be in a way that the children can understand what are the rules in the family. What you share with them, because you create a culture where you can have family meetings, where you can actually even appraise how each one is functioning within the vision and the goal set for the family and all of that. And these are rules made together so that everybody hold themselves accountable, and you must also be, you'll be ready to live up to those rules. So a family culture or a classroom culture, if you're a teacher, where that all of you will be proud of, and where all of you hold yourselves accountable. And that may be strange to an African parent. That how would my children be holding me accountable? It is important for us to be good role models for them. We need to have rules and we need to evolve a culture in the family that all of us, subscribe to, and because the children are watching us, and it is not what we say, it is what we do that really matters. Okay, so next will be the fact that we need to model. We need to model the positive behavior outcomes that we expect from children. Our actions speak louder than our words. You realize that, the nature-nurture effect. Children, some people, in fact, there's all the concept of the tabula rasa, where we say the children came into this world with an open mind, and it's what the society has written on their minds, So if you realize people replay what their parents did. It is not so much of a curse, like people have. Yeah, I know there could be something causes and all of that, but you see, sometimes it is not an issue of curses. It's about a replay of a family culture, replaying what the fathers did, replaying what the mothers did, because children will easily learn from us, develop their own attitudes from it. So when we are living and we are, it's not just giving down orders. It's about how do we show children the right examples, even as parents or as teachers or as authority figures in the lives of our children. Our action speaks louder than our words. And then the sixth thing is never miss opportunities to praise children for things done right. Because I know that people are expecting to say, this is what you do to them, and this is what you do. That's not how I would approach my training. I need to let you know that responsibility is from you, first of all. It starts with us. Which environment, which kind of nurturing are we giving our child? Because like I posted a few days ago, I said, no, we need to change our perspective. God did not give you a bad child. Okay, your children or your child might have picked up bad behaviors, but see, he or she is not a bad child. So it is the environment that has nurtured that child to have bad behaviors, and it is those bad behaviors that you want to change. All right. So and that we must not miss opportunities to praise children for things done right. You know, because people are quick to shout, yell, and to slap children for doing what is wrong. But you know, you realize that at the end of the day, we never really look for what they've done right. But we have to be as intentional as we are with catching them doing wrong things. We have to be intentional with catching them doing the right things. We must do that. And so that we can actually praise them for doing the right things, and then tell them that just like I've praised you in this area, in these other areas where you are struggling, if you do it right too, I will praise you. And it's about being deliberate. If you're not intentional, you won't do that. There's no way you'll be able to do that. Because the default behavior is to, hey, you've done this wrong. Oh, you've done that wrong. No. What about when they've done something right? So when we are talking about discipline, I am not teaching you about punishment. I am training you to understand what you need to put in place to be able to teach and correct your children. Teach and correct your pupils and students. And so those are the foundational things that I would and then you call attention to wrong acts. If there's anything they've done wrong, you don't overlook it. I'm not telling, because people say, oh, these people are talking about alternative discipline and all that. They want us to spoil our children. It's not about spoiling your children. It's about making sure that you support them through and make them, able to grow up responsibly. You call attention to wrong acts. And because family rules and family cultures is a shared vision made together, consequences are expected and accepted with less resistance. Because now, even the siblings say, no, you have flouted this particular rule. Oh, no, this is what you are getting now. That works in the classroom, works in the home. And so that is it. Those are seven things that I've mentioned that would be the foundational issues for how being able to discipline right. There may be others, and I think I'm sure there are others, but these are the ones that I've distilled here. And then one thing is that you need to know that there's what I call the diagnosis of misbehavior. You have to, don't rush to beat children. Don't rush to punish children. Find out why. I am never in a rush to punish children or to say you want to. I want to know why. Sometimes when you listen, that child may have a real reason. It may be wrong, but it will tell you the reason why he or she did it. I was at a PTA meeting the other day, and a father stood up and said, oh, people are bullying my child, this and that. And then about several teachers said, excuse me, your child is actually the one that bullies them, but he comes home to report to you when they reply with their own way of when they give it back to him, and they gave him instances. The man was like, well, the man never knew that, So there are the functions of behavior. Every behavior has a function. And there are 4 primary reasons for disruptive behavior, whether at home or in the classroom. It could be power, pushing a power tussle. Power tussle, sometimes like maybe the father, maybe the child has noticed that the father doesn't take nonsense, but the mother does. The child will begin to push boundaries. I know a particular lady, a family, where the mother, this wife of my friend, calls her son daddy. Before you know it, that particular boy started behaving like his daddy in the home. And I don't encourage, if you are in your homes now, and I'm saying this, if you call your son daddy, please stop it. Your son is not your daddy. It's not your daddy. Your daughter is not your mommy. Because some fathers too, my mother. No. Don't transfer that. Don't do that. It is not advisable. Because you see, you are disturbing the orientation of that child. Begins to think, oh, so I'm the father. When father is not around, the boy steps in. He says, I want to sit where daddy sits. I'm not going to leave that seat and all of that. So power tussle may happen at home, between children, among siblings, even with authority figures and with parents. Okay, and then with even right there at school, they might have power tussle. Maybe a teacher is new. They want to check you out. They want to, see how much latitude can they get with you. Okay, it could be revenge. Some children is revenge. They want to revenge. There's something that a sibling has done to them, or there's something that you have done to them, and they want to revenge. Or maybe the teacher said something to them, or the mother said something, or the mother did something. Like for example, a case where the teacher said the child should kneel down. Well, some teachers will still say they should kneel down. And the child said, I'm not kneeling down. And then the people said, why don't you? The teacher got confused. What was going to begin to, but then the head teacher said to them, let me ask him why. So they said, but you see, the boy now opened up and said the teacher, whenever he complains about others in the classroom, especially girls, that the teacher doesn't do anything. But if it is him, the teacher comes for him. So he's gotten to the very end of it, and he wanted to show, look, I'm not going to just agree with your instructions. So sometimes children operate in that dimension, and we need to find out why. Attention, some are attention seekers, pure attention seeking attitude, where they just want you to give them attention. They don't want you to attend to others. And all these are behavior ways that behaviors manifest. And some just want to be left alone. There are times when children want to be left alone, whether at home or at school. Okay, maybe for teachers, those who teach, this child has gone through hell at home, has seen the mother being beaten by the father, just when, or has not even eaten, and just wants to be left alone. Now you go there and you complicate matters. You go there and you complicate matters for the child. A child went downstairs in a particular school recently and was urinating where he should not. And then he was caught and brought to the owner, the school owner. And that one had dealt with him the way she knew to. And the child took that because he's the school owner. Then went into his classroom and started crying. He was crying, didn't pay attention to any lesson. So a teacher came and said, why is he crying? Why? Teacher started beating him until he made marks. And that became the bigger issue in that school. And school had to begin to attend to that. So we need, to understand these things. That sometimes you need to find out why that child wants to be left alone, why that child is just on his or her own. All right? And I hope people are with me. I hope I've not lost you. Okay, so all right, so I said discipline is teaching to correct the child, and it is correcting the child from a position of understanding using non-abusive methods. And I would ask whether you have tried rewards and consequences, because they are better than corporal punishments and beatings. I have on my slides here, when it comes to rewards and consequences, there are things that also comes with the rules made, whether at home, whether in the classroom. Okay, so they should have what, for example, they are what we call the consequence jar, the reward jars, that can even be used at home and can be used even at school. All right, there are rewards. For example, now here in my house, let me share example. One of my sons like to sit on the edge, the armrest of the chair, and I said, no, that's not wrong. That's not right. You don't do that, And he kept doing, and I said, fine, no problem. The consequence will be that since you don't know how to sit on chairs, I'm going to make you sit on the floor. And that's where your things, even when you want to eat, you are sitting there on the floor. I'm telling you, and let me tell you, I don't issue threats that I don't carry out. Don't ever issue threats that you will not carry out. Sometimes, that's another area where we fail. I will kill you. A particular mother would say, I will kill you. One day, the boy brought a knife to the mother and said, do it. Because the mother knew that the mother, and that was when the one that woke up said, this boy brought a knife to me. The boy knew nothing would happen. But the mother was like, what if I got so angry and I did it? So don't issue threats that you will not carry out. For heaven's sake, don't do it. So I told the young man, you'll be sitting on the floor now. He did it for about 2-3 days, I think about 2 days. And he said, please let me go back to be sitting on the chair, because, he was sitting on the floor. I don't have any problem with that. Because I will follow through. So ever since that time, when we say, okay, fine, since you say you will not do that again, he came back and he has been sitting properly on the chair. Then I've not had to say, don't again. He just got it as a consequence, logical consequence, for heaven's sake. I don't beat and I don't yell. I will tell you calmly. And I said to them, okay, fine. Look, these exams, I don't put children on pressure. There is no performance pressure. Just do your best. I've told my children ever since they're little. I never compare them with any other person, but I tell them, do your best, be your best. Or we support them. We give them support systems at home to be their best. And whenever they say, is this your best? Answer. Is this your best in maths? Is this your best in English? Sometimes it is my best. I'm trying to, but this one say, no, I didn't do my best. So gradually they got better, and to the glory of God, I mean, they are doing excellently in their areas of learning. The younger ones now, I said to them, we need you to push your average to 80. If you push your total average to 80%, this is what you will get. There's one of them that likes tools. I said, I'm going to buy you a bag of tools. He is pushing towards that now. He has not reached it. But you see, I know that I have set something out there for him to chase. So these are the areas. It's not about, and then okay, results came, and we noticed that we had to check scripts. I was like, no. It's not, this child is not a dollar. This child, we need to see teachers and say, what exactly, some teachers is only what the way they gave it to the child, that they want the child to return. They want to make robots of children that we send to them. We read through what the child wrote. Some of the things that the child did not, that marked him down, they did so well. And I'm like, well, these teachers need help. So these are just to buttress some of the things that decide on rules, write or print them and place where visible for all. If there are affirmations, put them in their rooms. Let them be making daily affirmations, because affirmations work. Affirmations made statements that are made as if they have achieved that thing. I respect everybody in my house and at school. I'm making my best effort, putting in my best effort to achieve excellence in academics. And they make those statements like that on a daily basis. Of course, we know that works. You decide on rewards and consequences, also write or print them and keep in different jars. Of course, you see, the idea of jars is to say, fine, some places where we put rewards and consequences, and we're saying you can pick. If you've done well, pick a paper in that jar, and the reward that is there is yours. If you've not done right, pick a paper in that consequence jar, the consequence bottle. And discuss expectations and make sure they can live up to them. Please pardon us. The cars are moving now. Discuss expectations and make sure they can live up to them. Don't put too much performance pressure on your child. And the children have come home with results now. Don't destroy them because they scored less in some subjects. Don't begin to beat them. I have a cousin when we were younger, because of the punishment he would get. If he scored 40, he would tell them he would not show. He would say, "Oh," he will hide his report card and say, "If you say what was your score, your position, say add 4 plus 0, or add 4 plus 1. If it's 41, say add 4 plus 1. He said, "Oh, you get 5th position." You say yes. Until the day they say, some people say, "Let's see your report," and they now realize that he was just playing with their intelligence. He's a grown-up man. He's a father now, having his own children. But you need to make them realize. Find out why. My wife was like, "This boy, Papa." I said, "Let us find out. Let's get the scripts. Let's really be scientific about why they performed low. It's not about beating. It's not." And then she said, "Okay, fine, we do that." By the time she did that, I said, "Oh, it's true." Everybody who had shouted on this boy said, "But he did well. He wrote well." Sometimes we need to give them that kind of we need to believe the best of them. I hope we are still on course. All right. So discuss expectations, make sure they can live up to them. Follow through. Take action swiftly. Empty threats are not effective. Expect and plan for resistance. Sometimes they will resist your moves, but expect that and plan for resistance. Plan for resistance. Examples of reward. Well, these are for school-based. You can pick a game at recess. Decide on a game you would want to play at recess. You can decide, okay, this child has done very well. Which friend do you want to sit with throughout next week? You can decide which friend. Pick somebody you would like to sit beside for the rest of the week. Okay, teach the class a favorite game. It's a reward. Teach this class your favorite game. Okay. Be the teacher's helper for the day. Oh, what do you want to draw for us to see on the chalkboard? Okay. Oh, choose any class job. There are jobs in the class. Choose any class job you like for the week. Or you can even become the class captain for next week. And for teachers, that works. I am, as a teacher, I used class captainship as a behavior modification tool for years. I used it because, you see, I will make sure, and I made sure that a very responsible boy or a girl is class captain. I will look for that one that has behavior issues and make him vice, a deputy. And I will tell him, oh, or her, if you do well, you are stepping into the shoe of the class captain. I did that, and we changed class captainship several times in my class. There was a particular boy, I won't mention his name. By the time I got him to be class captain, he was first of all deputy class captain. And when after the week when he was supposed to be, he said, oh, he's been the one doing all the work. This girl that was his class captain did not do anything. I said, so you just missed becoming class captain. I taught him how not to speak evil of those who lead you and all of that. I said, you are going to be assistant to another class captain for another week. He said, I said, yes. And then he did so. And then when it was time for him to be class captain, I kept him there for a whole month, if not more, because he was a major issue in that class. Till tomorrow, we relate. He turned out well. Because some teachers will rush to beat. The mother told us, don't beat this boy. Because we coupled him together. We had an accident. We survived an accident where we coupled him. He was virtually coupled together like a coupled computer. So is that a boy that you would do and be beating? Then you get into trouble. So effective about consequences, decide, print house rules, decide on consequences and print consequence just slips, discuss expectation, follow through, and be swift with action, accept and plan for it. So that's, I've talked about that. There are other examples here of consequences, vacuum the living room, clean dining room table. Because now you'll be asking me, what kind of thing can you do? If not, you're not going to beat him. Draw a picture of you doing something nice for someone. You want to, a child, for example, that has been a bit tough, draw a picture of you doing something nice for someone. That is correcting somebody, a child that has maybe showed some very wicked attitude to his children, to his siblings. Okay, you can tell a child to read alone for 15 minutes. And that can graduate to no treat after dinner. Others are having some other snacks after dinner you are not getting, but you eat, but we're not giving you this other treat. Okay, and all of that. So many things that can be done even in the house. You can increase the level of chores, as consequences. You can. That is possible. And the other consequences depending on your home, and you can withdraw privileges. I tell parents, whatever you have found that a child is addicted to, maybe not necessarily drugs. I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about gadgets, games that a child is addicted to, kind of, that you have found something to manage it, to modify his behavior. You have found something to modify his behavior, because what I will then do is, fine, these are the things I expect from you. If you do them well, you can have access to this gadget for 2 hours. Or you can have access to this game for 1 hour if you do this and do this right. So you don't necessarily have to take the gadget away forever, but you use it to modify behavior now, to ensure that once they do what is expected of them, they get that as a reward for a while. But also you want to be careful that you're not giving money, and you're not creating a culture where they become heavily dependent on rewards. So eventually, as they begin to grow up, you take the issue of contractual rewards away. So it doesn't become contractual, so that they don't begin to think, oh, anything I do, there must be a reward. And because you have to identify, there are regular chores in the home that nobody should get a reward. It is not you are rewarding you to be able to clean. No. Exceptional acts of kindness. In my home, for example, exceptional acts of kindness. When you have siblings who are always, if you are able to help your brother, if you are able to, without being coerced, if you are able to do joint activities together and you do it well, who is helping the other person better, I reward that. It breaks siblings' rivalry and all of that. Joint activities, or you begin to reward that you are not just reporting your brother, you are helping him. Did you help him? And then you reward for that. I hope I'm making sense to you. I hope I'll be able to take questions. So let me begin to round up now. Time is up.
Yes.
Okay.
Time is up, because the next speaker will be coming in few minutes.
Okay, fine.
I can see. Yeah, this is something that cannot be done just in this space of the conference. But
Possibly.
that's the reason why the announcement and the channeling of everybody who is concerned, which I wish everyone should be concerned, every parent. You can see Mr. King is loaded. He has so much to teach, and we need these things. These are the things that we have missed for centuries, and you can't learn it in an hour. You can't even learn it in a day. And that's why I appreciate this inner circle length of 1 full year. So thank you, Mr. Ben. Thank you for this great opportunity to learn from you again, from your wealth of knowledge. Your bio speaks volume, and everyone can see there. So I don't know, Coach Wendy, can we still try some questions, because this is a very sensitive topic?
I cannot see any question here, but thank you, big brother. I call him. He calls me a kindred member. On the issue of discipline, and when I started talking about discipline, Uncle Akim Benjamin was one of the people that I saw. I was like, someone in his 50s talking about discipline in this manner. This must be a miracle. That was actually what drew me to him. And his ideas, and being that he's been a class teacher for so many years, I've been able to practicalize. I am a sucker for positive discipline. In fact, that is my core. I started intentional parenting, studying positive discipline, and for me, that's what parenting is. And that's where we have missed it a lot in Africa. And that's where I am very focused. I've written 4 books on discipline. Connect to Correct, the discipline that works from yelling to calm. I am passionate about seeing people discipline their children the right way. And if we don't get it right, we might not be able to get any other thing right. Because it's at the base of discipline that we take out the creativity of our children. It's at the base of discipline that will destroy the genesis that is actually that is already created in a child. So if you get discipline wrong as a parent, you miss everything. That's the truth. And you cannot now say that, most times when we teach about discipline, people say, oh, it's about being permissive. That's not true. No. My children are absolutely disciplined. Absolutely. There's no laxity anywhere in my home. And I do not use the cane. You don't need to yell and use the cane to instill discipline. That is wrong. In fact, the first time I heard my grandfather say to me, discipline is not hitting a child, is not yelling. In my time, I never saw parents beat their children. And he said, the white man brought us this beating, system. And the truth of the matter is that in our times, it never existed. And that's the truth. Go and check history. Go and check history. The typical African man does not beat a child. The typical African man considers a child as a god. I am from the Igbo descent. The Igbo people look at a child as a god. So they don't hit children. It is a foreign culture to hit children. So when you're there arguing that it is a white man culture we're preaching to you, you don't even know your history. That's why you can say that. Because if you don't know your history, you will never ever say such a thing. The truth of the matter is that we're taking you back to where the African system started from. Go and check in Namibia. Yes, in Namibia, when a child is doing something wrong, the child is sunk to. See, the African system understood the aspect of preserving the creativity of the child until, we had a system of colonialism. It's colonialism that brought us here. And we need to actually stand up and begin to do things differently.
Exactly.
It is slave mentality to think that you need to hit a child for the child to correct things. It's slavery mentality. And we need to get out of there. We need to actually begin to look at things, deeply. And, that's why in the inner circle, when you get it, the first book you read is Connect to Correct. I wrote Connect to Correct. And, one of the things I have been able to put together is that there is no connection without correction. And hey, I'm putting up another book called Discipline It Is Not an Emergency. I am a son. Talk about discipline forever. It is my core. That's where parenting is based. Thank you again, big brother. I am very grateful, sir. It's such an amazing session. Every teacher should listen to this. Every parent should listen to this. Nobody should miss this session because it's at the base of parenting. Thank you again, Chizurum, and God bless you. So thank you so much.
This is wonderful. This is super amazing. I don't even have a word to qualify this. Honestly, I love being here because this is the life I desire. This is the life I desire. And I really want to encourage everyone out there. You know, this is not something you can see the passion at which Mr. Benjamin, taught, and he has a lot to still dish. And now you see Coach Wendy just came in now, and is like fire upon fire again. This is not coming from a place of motivation. It's not coming from a place of motivation. It's a deep knowledge, deep learning. One has subjected him or herself. So if you really want to get these results, you need to do the same. You need to subject yourself to deep learning, study. In fact, one of the things I always say is in Proverbs 25 verse 2, it says, "It's the glory of God to conceal, and it's the honor of kings to search, to study." So yes,
knowledge. That's it.
Yes, it's really royalty. So
that is the
thank you.
dimension of being intentional. Searching things out is being intentional about things. We must be able to search out principles about parenting. Even in the scriptures, in the Old Testament, there's an education principles in the Old Testament that was revealed to Moses and all of that. Write it on your pulpit, write on your lintel, write on this, write on that, put on your door, all of these things. And we have to be as intentional about that as we are intentional about our holy living and our other.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Amazing.
Please, you can follow Akim Benjamin on Facebook. He's most active there. Akim Benjamin on Facebook. You can get him to train your teachers. If you're having issues with discipline, get in touch with him in Lagos. Let him do training for your teachers. This classroom, system, our classrooms have a problem with discipline. Our schools have a problem with discipline. One of the things that I offer to the schools that my children are in is to train their teachers on discipline. I've been able to work with schools to train on the system of discipline. There's a system, all right? There is a way. There's a way to the city, and you need to search out the principles. And it's not in things that are not working. You can see the depth at which Akim Benjamin has shared all of these things. For a man who has been in the school system for how many years and counting? 30. And hey, 30 years and counting. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. So Akim Benjamin is not a teacher by error. He's an ordained teacher. He is called to be a teacher in this time. That's the word. Thank you, Sandra. What will be your last words as we begin to round off Saturday?
My last words will be: train up your children in the way they should go, and they will not depart from it. I call it prepared peace. Prepared peace. Train up. Don't tame up. Train. Don't tame like you are taming animals. Training is not taming. It's not taming. Okay? So let's train them up, and then we would have prepared peace, because they will then go everywhere where you cannot go with them, and your heart will be at rest. Like mine is at rest, to the glory of God.
Thank you so much. It's room over to you as we begin to round off and get to the next section.
Yes. I think I will extend from what he said, which has been almost every speaker in this conference has been saying it. He said parenting is for you, not for your children. So when you now mention train, don't tame, that means you have to be a trainer. You must be trained. You must be qualified. You must have what it takes to impact these children. So if you don't have it, if you are not trained, don't think you know it. Don't claim you are intelligent. Don't go and be doing gara gara. Let me use Nigerian slang. That is not it. You have to get that knowledge. It has to be certified to actually impact these children. So that's my word. Let's go there.
Amazing. And like Pastor Osiri said yesterday, train up. The problem is not with the arrow, the problem is with the warrior. It is how much the warrior can project the arrow, that is how far the arrow can go.
We'll go.
I don't need to tell you more. If you want to know more about discipline that works, connect to correct, you need to join the inner circle. We break it down as we read my books, for every of those months. All right. When you read Connect to Correct, you will, first of all, your head will rearrange, and then we begin to talk, something. So you will stop the argument. All right.
We've got them. We've got them.
Yes.
That's it.
Awesome. You know when Nicodemus came to Jesus Christ, when he finished criticizing with his friends, he came to Jesus Christ, at night, and he said, I know those things they are saying, I know it's not true. I have come to find the truth myself. So even while you're criticizing, you know the truth. You know what the truth is about parenting, and you're hearing the truth. I urge you today to just go ahead and get yourself into. See you in the next right away. See you. Thank you, Chizurum, and see you
Thank
again.
Thank you. Bye. God bless you.
Hello everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Stella Chichi. I am an inner circle parent at the Intentional Parent Academy. Being in the academy has been a wonderful experience, a great time of learning. Being in the academy has actually helped me stay focused on my parenting journey. Here in the academy, we have learned the importance of family values, having family structures, having guides, being intentional in your parenting journey. The teachings Coach Wendy will not only teach you, but show you practical steps on achieving your parenting goals. Here on TIP, on the Intentional Parent Academy, you learn that parenting can be easy. There are easy ways to parenting. You learn. It's a place where you get a knowledge that makes your parenting journey enjoyable. Another thing I like about the academy is that you get a connecting tool every day. You get a tool that helps you connect to your children or connect with your children on daily basis. Now here in the academy, you don't only learn skills to good parenting, but you also learn skills that helps your children become great children. The academy is indeed a place to be. Please, whatever you do, make sure you get into the academy, because the academy will really change your parenting experience. Thank you.